I'm terribly sorry. It seems my subordinate has neglected their preparations. Hey, hurry up and proceed in French. You can handle basic French. Right. Get to it, please. The day of the business deal worth $12 million. My colleague, Mia, and I were convinced that we had been set up by our boss, Tyler. Who exactly is he? I have no clue. I can't understand why people from the head office is greeting us so politely. To get back at Director Tyler, I decided to take a certain action. My name is Shane. I'm a 32-year-old bachelor. I'm not married and lead a fulfilling life, busy with work every day. I learned the basics of my job at a small branch in the suburbs after joining the company as a new graduate. I received various guidance from my superiors, took it seriously, reflected on it, and applied it to my next tasks. Thanks to being dedicated to my work, I was assigned to the head office last year. Working at the head office, there's a lot to learn, and my colleagues' work ethic is significantly higher. At first, I could barely keep up, but gradually I found my pace. As I got used to it, results naturally followed, leading to more responsibilities. Recently, one of my tasks involved traveling to a regional branch. I was assigned to a small department in the branch. It's rare for our company to send someone on a business trip. My trip became the talk of the head office immediately after it was decided. Are you okay? I believe you'll come back to us. Kevin, who I looked up to at the head office, started treating me like I was fragile. Remember, if anything happens, tell us right away. Good luck. For some reason, my peers encouraged me, leaving me perplexed but grateful. Everyone must be genuinely worried about me. With encouragement from my colleagues at the head office, I set out for the regional branch. Initially, I was reluctant, but accepting it as part of my job made it easier to bear. About a month after the trip was decided, I arrived at the branch after a few hours on the airplane and immediately approached someone nearby. She was a beautiful woman with semi-long hair, about my age. I'm Shane, and I'll be working with you starting today. She greeted me with a kind smile, even though we had just met. You're from the head office, right? I'm Mia from the same department. Nice to meet you. Let's head to the branch manager's office. It's this way. As we introduced ourselves, we headed towards the branch manager's office. Discovering we were the same age helped us quickly bridge the gap. I felt relieved to have made an acquaintance in an unfamiliar place. It's great you could come. We were short-staffed. It's only for a short while, but I'm looking forward to working with you. Yes, I'll do my best to be of help as soon as possible. What are you talking about? Everyone's expecting a lot since you've been working at the head office. Mia said with a bright smile. Feeling the pressure from her words, I psyched myself up and opened the door to the branch manager's office. Good to have you here. We have a proposal from the head office. They must have their reasons for choosing you. Show us what you've got. Yes, thank you. I'll do my best. Branch manager Ethan, with his white flecked hair and wrinkles at the corners of his eyes, was a calm man. Ethan's words filled me with determination. After receiving encouragement from Ethan, I began to look forward to the business trip. A few months into my job at the branch, I had gotten used to my work. However, I recently faced a concern. Contrary to my enthusiasm, Mia seemed somewhat dispirited. The atmosphere in the department was gloomy and oppressive. Are you tired, Mia? Are you getting enough rest? When I asked, she gave me a slightly troubled smile. If I'm getting worried over by Shane, I guess I still have a long way to go. I should be the senior here, so I need to act like it. Mia, you're doing enough already, but you look pale. Are you okay? I've been a bit busy and short on sleep lately. Sorry for making you worry. Could it be because of Tyler? At the mention of his name, Mia flinched. It seems there's something to it. Tyler is our department's director. Although he's a few years younger than us, he apparently has relatives among the executives at the head office, and he's gaining experience as an executive at the branch. And the poor atmosphere in the department is also related to Tyler. He always looks down on his subordinates, making unreasonable demands and instructions. Anyone who dares to oppose him is thoroughly cornered, leading some to resign. I remember his authoritarian attitude even towards me, a newcomer. Hey, don't get cocky just because you're from the head office. I'm the one in charge here. My word is law. Got it? Yes, I understand. Since then, I've tried to avoid him as much as possible, but it seems Mia, being his direct subordinate, doesn't have that luxury. You mentioned being sleep-deprived. Is it because of work? Mia always told me to leave on time, so I assumed she did the same. Well, it's a busy period. With a big deal coming up, it's crunch time. Looking closely at Mia's face, I could see faint dark circles in her eyes. How did I not notice this before? I felt guilty for my lack of attentiveness. Isn't this an issue with Tyler? Without proper rest, it could lead to serious problems. Yeah, but it's also true I'm not doing well enough at work. Thanks for your concern, though. Seeing Mia's forced smile, my heart ached. But here, a newcomer like me is just another face in the crowd. Feeling powerless, I could only bite my lip in frustration. Noticing my mood, Mia clapped her hands to change the subject. By the way, Shane, do you know, the vice president at the head office, who's now at an overseas branch, was the top of his class at Harvard University. Isn't that inspiring? Yeah, it is. And he's from our generation. Isn't that amazing? That's why I want to work hard like him and be useful to the company. I was moved by Mia's words. I had never seen anyone so dedicated to their work. That's why I felt a strong desire to protect that sincerity. I understand how you feel, but make sure not to overdo it. Yeah, I know, thanks. With that, Mia left with a polite smile, leaving me to ponder. Mia, always smiling and brightening up the department. I never imagined that Mia was shouldering the workload all by herself. Although I felt something was off, she returned to her usual self the next day. Was I just overthinking it? Still, I couldn't help but worry about her, someone who had always been there for me. Even seeing her acting as usual, my concern lingered. Carrying those mixed feelings, several days went by. Then, one day, as I was returning from an outside visit, I heard a familiar voice coming from one of the meeting rooms. If we take on so much work, we may see more resignations. Please reconsider. Are you trying to take it easy? If you have time to complain, get to work. The useless ones always whine the most. I didn't mean that. I was just thinking of the company's best interest. Peeking in, I saw Mia and Tyler arguing. Unaware that both of them hadn't noticed me watching, Tyler stood with his arms crossed, looking all high and mighty. For the company. Huh, are you kidding me? Do you really think it's okay to defy me? You're just a regular employee, and I'm the manager. But Tyler, you're always just making us do all the work. It doesn't even look like you do anything else. Aren't you just trying to take it easy? What? Do you even realize what you're doing? You must really want to quit. At Mia's words, Tyler's face turned beet red. Anger clearly showing, Tyler began to raise his voice. Do you even know who I am? I'm the head of this department. If I wanted to, I could report you to the higher-ups and get you fired just like that. But this is too much, not just for me, but for everyone. Mia's desperate cry moved me to action. Enough of this, please. Tyler and Mia were both taken aback by my sudden appearance. Ignoring their surprise, I stepped in between them, shielding Mia from Tyler. I've heard enough. With all due respect, don't you think you're going too far? I thought you were quiet, but what's this? Do you like this girl or something? Perfect match for the bottom of the barrel. Though slightly taken aback, Tyler did not back down from his aggressive stance. And the corner of Tyler's mouth twisted into a sneer. Everyone's been saying it. What did you mess up to get sent here on a business trip? Don't cause us any trouble, okay? Excuse me. Such a gross misunderstanding. My voice was filled with anger as Tyler looked down on me and sneered. But Tyler remained unfazed. Playing the hero, are you? What can you possibly do? You've defied me, so she's fired. Please, wait. Hearing Mia's desperate voice, I quickly made a proposition to Tyler. I'll take on your work as well. Can we pretend this never happened? My proposal left both of them as surprised as before. Tyler was the first to speak. Interesting proposition. Fine, from now on, your job is to handle my work. Make sure you do it well. Understood. In return, please don't fire her and promise not to mistreat the other employees. All right, I promise. This should keep me entertained and not bored. With that, Tyler left, looking pleased with himself. Left behind, Mia apologized to me. Shane, I'm sorry. As your senior, I should be the one protecting you, but instead, don't worry about it. Mia, you did nothing wrong. It's quite remarkable to stand up to someone higher up all by yourself. Mia continued to express concern for me, but I reassured her, and we both left the meeting room. After parting with Mia, I went to see Ethan. Ethan, about Tyler, I'm sorry. It seems you've been troubled as well. I explained the situation since my arrival. Then, Ethan let out a big sigh and explained the situation to me. It seems that Ethan was already aware of Tyler's problematic behavior. As the son of a senior executive, Ethan couldn't just disregard him. This is indeed a serious issue for the company. Leave it to me for now. Though Ethan looked puzzled, I left the office of the branch manager. True to his word, from the next day on, Tyler visited me multiple times a day, hurling insults and complaining. There was still no sign of him actually doing any work. I was concerned about not being able to reduce the burden on the other employees, but I figured it was at least a good thing he wasn't harassing them. However, that relief was short-lived, and I soon regretted my naivety. Tyler, the report is ready, so I'll leave it here for you. When I brought the documents to Tyler, he glared at me fiercely. How long do you take to do such a simple task? You really are slow. In front of other employees, Tyler scolded me for a long time. Day after day of Tyler's insults inevitably darkened my mood. Enduring such days, one day, Mia came to me. I've been selected as a project member and entrusted with a major business negotiation. Mia's face was beaming. At the same time, Tyler called out to me. Mia will be in charge of the negotiation, and you'll support her. Yes, understood, I replied energetically, enveloped in the joy of being able to work with Mia. It seems Mia had nominated me for the support role. Surprisingly, Tyler seemed positive about the negotiation. This is a major negotiation critical to our company. Do your best. Understood, thank you, I replied, puzzled by Tyler's encouragement. Learning I was involved in the negotiation, Tyler suddenly became quiet. Was the negotiation that important? Given Tyler's nature, he could have dumped more work on me to hinder the project. Contrary to my expectations, Tyler offered to reduce my workload so I could focus on the project. Doubting Tyler's actions, I decided to concentrate on the upcoming negotiation. I would soon realize my optimism was misplaced. That day, I was looking for Mia to discuss work. I decided to take a detour to the conference room where Mia was. But just before reaching the room, I witnessed something unbelievable. Tyler was harassing Mia just like that day. Tyler, at this rate, everyone will collapse. Shut up. Don't talk back. It's none of your business what I do. Seeing Tyler's unchanged attitude, I was boiling with anger. Had I been wasting my time on someone who disrespects others and doesn't keep promises? My patience, built up over time, reached its limit. I moved between them, struggling to contain my trembling fists. Hadn't we agreed otherwise? But you're here too. If you can't do your job, I have to pass it on to others, and yet, this woman keeps nitpicking. I was foolish to think someone like him would keep his word. I wanted to hit myself for naively believing that others were safe because I was the target. The moment I reduced my workload, this happened. The root of the problem hadn't changed. Please, enough. Can't you try to do some work? Ha! Who do you think you are? Talking all high and mighty. If you don't like it, surpass me first. But a bottom dweller like you couldn't possibly do that, right? Why don't you losers comfort each other? After berating us, Tyler left with a smug look. Tearful Mia apologized to me, just like before. Shane, I'm really sorry for making you feel bad. Actually, were things not changed? Yes, they were. Thanks to you, things had improved a lot, but because I asked you for help, Tyler started picking on other employees again, and one of my colleagues is even considering quitting. To think that it had led to resignations. My anger amplified, realizing the situation was worse than I imagined. Then, the pressure on our peers increased, and today, when my colleague pushed back after being overloaded with work, it led to that scene. So that's what happened. I'm sorry I didn't notice. Shane, you're not to blame. Mia forced a smile, obviously feigned. The dark circles in her eyes were pronounced, and her hair, usually tied up, was in disarray, perhaps from lack of care. It's all right. I'll make him pay for this. Mia, I'll need your help. And so, alongside the preparations for the negotiation, I began another kind of preparation. The following week, the day of the negotiation finally arrived. Along with Mia, my fellow in charge, I headed to the conference room. Shane, thank you for your help. No, it's all thanks to your hard work, Mia. Let's do our best in the negotiation. And we made our way to the conference room where the negotiation was to take place. However, upon confirming the counterparts, we were astounded. More than half of them were foreigners. Naturally, they were all speaking in French. At that point, it was unclear whether French would be the language of communication. The advance materials did not indicate that the counterparts would be foreigners. But Ethan and the other employees did not seem flustered at all. Meaning, all employees except us were aware of this. The counterparts were from a major foreign company, including many foreigners. The project team included Mia, me, Ethan, Tyler, and a few from the headquarters. Kevin, whom we often relied on at headquarters, was also present. If everything went as usual, the meeting would conclude as per the minutes, and the negotiation was almost a done deal. We had spared no effort in preparation, working tirelessly to ensure everything was in order and not to offend the counterparts. Remembering this, I instinctively looked at Tyler. Sure enough, Tyler was smirking with a sneer. The materials, as he had said, were prepared by Tyler, Mia's direct supervisor. He had set us up. When I tried to proceed with the meeting as per the agenda, we were immediately stopped. The counterparts also seemed perplexed. It seemed we were the only ones not understanding the situation. Then, Tyler, who had been silent, opened his mouth with a smirk. Wasn't it clearly stated in advance that today's meeting would be in French? Don't tell me you're unprepared. Hut French. Seeing Tyler urging us to respond, we were convinced we had been set up. All eyes were harshly on Mia. No, Mia, sitting next to me, was sweating and on the verge of tears. Tyler, looking amused, began to berate her. I apologize. It seems my subordinate in charge has neglected her preparations. Hey, proceed in French. You can handle middle school level French. Can't you? Hurry up and get it done. Of course, we hadn't been informed of any need to prepare for a French-speaking meeting. Tyler knew everything from the beginning and had dumped his work on us, intending to make us take the fall. I was determined not to let things go his way. Seeing Tyler trample on our efforts and glowed filled me with boiling anger. Then, I lifted my head. Taking a deep breath, I started my presentation in fluent French. The foreign counterparts seemed to understand, listening intently and at ease. Beside me, everyone, including Tyler, was visibly shocked. Without minding them, I focused on the presentation at hand. Since I had memorized the content of the negotiation, I could speak smoothly without prior translation. It seems there's concern about this figure. Can we make adjustments? Yes, it would involve an alternative, but it seems manageable. Understood. I'll try to negotiate the price a bit more. As we were nearing the end, I addressed Tyler in French. Tyler stumbled over his words, unable to understand French, and I spoke to him in a cool tone. Did you not understand? I thought I used simple French that even a middle schooler could understand. Tyler's face turned bright red as I said this. We could hear sniggers at Tyler's expense from around us. After seeing Tyler fall silent and lower his head, turning back to our counterparts, I continued the negotiation. Successfully, we concluded the negotiation. It's all thanks to you, Shane. I was worried, but it appears that you're doing well here too, which is reassuring. It's been a while. Not at all. It was all thanks to Mia's good preparation. Seeing me talking amicably with the headquarters staff, Mia, Tyler, and the rest of the branch office were visibly surprised. Then I heard Ethan and Mia talking. Who exactly is he? I don't know. I have no idea why someone from headquarters is greeting him so respectfully. Seeing their confusion, I approached them. It was thanks to you that we could secure the contract. That's not true. I just did my job, and I've caused you so much trouble, Shane. Mia's polite tone was unexpected, probably because of the many people from headquarters around us. I continued the conversation without concern. No, it was all thanks to Mia. People from headquarters were praising you too. So, Shane, what's your relationship with the people from headquarters? While I was talking with Mia and heading to our department, there was Tyler, standing as if waiting. It seemed he had been waiting for me. What do you think you're doing? Interrupting the negotiation like that? What would you have done if something had happened? The negotiation was a success, so there's no problem, right? It seems your plans have failed, Tyler. I said this and continued walking without paying him any mind. Wait a minute, Vice President Thompson. There's a message from President Thompson. A person in a suit from headquarters approached me and called out. Seeing this, Tyler's mouth fell open in confusion. Mia was just as surprised. Shane, Vice President, Mia asked hesitantly. Right, I haven't told you yet, actually. I'm the Vice President of the group company that oversees this one. So you're the one who graduated top of your class from Harvard University. Ha! Both of them exclaimed in unison. But their tones were complete opposites. Mia's voice was bright and somewhat admiring, while Tyler's was like a shriek. Ethan, for his part, was so shocked he couldn't even speak. Yes, I'm President Thompson's son and graduated top of my class from Harvard University. I've been on an overseas assignment until recently and have just taken up the role of vice president of the group company." Tyler's face turned ashen. He then blatantly changed his attitude and began to cling to me. "I had no idea you were the vice president from headquarters. I apologize for treating you like any other employee. It explains why you were so humble yet commanded such presence. I never imagined someone of your stature would be sent on assignment to a branch office. That was at President Thompson's request. This branch has an exceptionally high turnover rate, and its sales performance is not satisfactory. He wanted me to gain experience overseeing the company as a whole, and look what I found. I never imagined our company had such problems." "Problems? I'll address them immediately. What do you see as the issue? As a manager, I'll take your feedback seriously and review our on-site operations." Tyler, seemingly trying to imply he wasn't at fault, was met with my piercing gaze. He stiffened as I coldly stated, "You're the problem." Did you really think there was no problem? Your attitude towards subordinates, the work environment, everything is problematic. Using your power to dominate your subordinates, anyone with a bit of sense would know that's something you shouldn't do." Tyler, who usually only blames others, seemed unable to tolerate his current situation. Suddenly raising his voice, he changed his attitude dramatically. "Oh, acting all high and mighty. Who do you think you are, getting all submissive with me? This is absurd. Besides, there's no way a vice president would come to such a rural place on business. Are you some failure from the headquarters, putting on a poor act?" His words rendered me, Mia, and even Ethan speechless. I confronted Tyler with reality. "It doesn't matter what you think of me. The fact that I'm the vice president is true. Calling me a failure or bottom dweller. It seems you like to label people, but that's because I've allowed you to think that way. So, it's really true. Only those at the headquarters knew about my position. Thankfully, it spared me from unnecessary formalities. Now, it seems we can also eliminate a significant problem." "A problem?" "Yes, your behavior has already been reported to the HR department at the headquarters. With Mia and other employees' help, we've gathered detailed information on the damages. Some sort of disciplinary action will be taken soon." At my words, Tyler collapsed to his knees. "Please, wait. You broke the promise. I can't overlook this any longer." With that, I left the scene quickly. Later, an official decree came from the headquarters to dismiss Tyler. It turned out that the reason Tyler had remained at the branch office was due to his problematic behavior, which had made it untenable for him to stay at the headquarters. Of course, Tyler's relatives at the headquarters also quickly lost patience and withdrew their support. As a result, Tyler was disowned by his family and, with nowhere to go, was seen job hunting. However, having looked down on others for so long, Tyler likely found it impossible to work under someone else. It seemed he couldn't bear the thought of working under someone else anymore. Even if he managed to secure a final job, he would quickly cause trouble and get fired. And now he had been spotted working part-time at a convenience store near the branch office. On the other hand, Mia continued to work energetically. Employees who had resigned upon hearing of Tyler's departure decided to return. Thus, my months-long business trip was drawing to a close. "You'll be heading back to headquarters soon, right?" Mia looked sad. Despite telling her numerous times that it's okay to speak casually as before, she stubbornly insisted on using formal language. While I would have preferred a more relaxed way of speaking, her insistence on maintaining this boundary was typical of her character. "Yes, I suppose so. Now that the problem is resolved, I'll likely be returning." "I see." Seeing her looking down, I made up my mind and took a deep breath. "I'll be waiting for you at headquarters." As I said this, Mia looked up. Then, gazing straight at me, she quietly spoke. "Of course, please wait for me." I was drawn to her earnestness and straightforwardness. The thought of parting was sad. The day we would work together at the headquarters might not be so far away.